All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and I've got some behind the scenes updates. As you all can forget about Turki Alashiek, TKO Boxing, Dana White taking over the sport of boxing because they folded before they started. And they folded under the pressure, my understanding, folded under the pressure of the first or second richest man in the world, Jeff Bezos from Amazon. Let's talk about that and Turki Alashiek's impending retirement in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, just call this Truth is Stranger Than Fiction. As the saga of Turki Alashiek continues, or does it? Because my understanding is that it took an abrupt end because Turki wrote a check his ass couldn't cash. Now, before I get into the details, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter, thank you so much for everything you've done for the channel. So let's get into this. Turki Alashiek was supposed to be the face of boxing. He has a organization called the Riyadh Season in Saudi Arabia. And he had something called the Public Investment Fund, which is a lot of money that he was using to put on big boxing matches in Saudi Arabia and around the world. Many people were happy with what Turki Alashiek was doing. Turki Alashiek kept getting more bold and more bold. He started talking more and more and being very, very braggadocious, very, very bold, actually intimidating and muscling fighters. You know the deal. Well, everybody thought, well, this is Turki's time. This is a multi-billionaire who's got the backing of the Saudi Arabian government. How can this possibly fail when you have more money than you can imagine to come into the United States and get all the boxers, and you have all the money to pay these fighters for the big fights, you know, la-di-da-di-da-di-da. Well, Turki ran into a problem when he came over to the United States because he ran his mouth too much. He had run his mouth too much, and he had played around with too many people's money, and a big dog jumped up and bit him on his neck. Let me repeat. He's running around. This is what I was told. He's running around, bullying people, bribing people, getting people to tell, working with people to tell lies about this program or lies about that program. And he was doing real well till he jumped up and he played with the wrong person, and the wrong person jumped up and bit him on his neck. And the person that jumped up and bit him on his neck is a guy named Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos, if you're not sure who he is the second or third richest man in the world. He owns Amazon. Amazon has a contract with the PBC, Premier Boxing Champions. They put on a fight a couple weeks ago with Lamont Roach and Gervonta Davis on Amazon Prime. In the lead up to into this fight that Jeff Bezos put on, and to date is the biggest fight that he's had on his network, there was talk on internet about how there was nobody wanting to watch the fight. There was no demand for the fight, talking about ticket sales were not going right. There were other people before when he was trying to make the fight and get the fight in Houston. All kind of drama was going on when he's trying to get the venue. You got YouTube channels all talking about the venue and how they don't have money for the venue and this and that. And the whole time, Jeff Bezos is listening. But I'm being told that once they lied on his pay-per-view numbers, that he got really hot. And when they said that Turki Alashiek was going to be shutting down Amazon Prime, Jeff Bezos, or that he was going to be directly competing with Amazon Prime and that he was going to take over boxing and he was going to basically implying that he was going to put Amazon Prime out of boxing, Jeff Bezos jumped up and bit him in his neck. And that's why you know that there's all this talk is ended. And he gets on Ring Magazine and everybody's listening. All of a sudden out the blue, Turki Alashiek is talking about how boxing's too big, how you can't take over the whole thing, how you're going to be working with all the networks, how you're going to be working with all the promoters. Yeah, Turki, I'm sure you did, seeing as Jeff Bezos wants you out. Jeff Bezos, my understanding is he wants him out of boxing, and he wants him out of boxing, period. And Jeff Bezos, my understanding, is the type of guy that holds grudges, and he holds big grudges, and he spends a lot of money on those big grudges. So the talking that Turki Alashiek was doing to YouTube channels and popping back and forth, bro, Jeff Bezos was listening to the whole thing. Jeff Bezos had to get reports about what fights for the PBC were getting delayed and why. So once Turki went all the way in, jumped in there with Dana White, my understanding is that Amazon, specifically Jeff Bezos, as a personal matter, took it in hand. And I've been telling you, there are federal investigations that have been going on in boxing for the last several years, but it has really picked up pace in the last 6-8 months. I wonder why. I wonder what kind of person could actually get the feds to start looking at boxing in a very, very serious way. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's a multi-billionaire that has a lot of money riding on it, or a multi-billionaire that just likes to gamble on boxing and feels like somebody cheated him out of $5-6 million that he put down on a fight that he was sure was going to turn out a certain way and magically didn't. So just understand, I've enjoyed this whole conversation about Turki Alashiek and listening to people make arguments that are some of the dumbest arguments I've ever heard for what's good for boxing. Well, reality sets in, because what's good for boxing and what's good for business, they have to meet. They have to meet, because every boxing match that you put on is an event. And it's an event with people that are involved in it, people behind the scenes involved with it that are making money, and making money not just on the boxing event, but making money on all the things around the event, the ads that they put on the pay-per-view, the fact that it's getting people, all kind of different interests in this. So do not be surprised at all if you see Turki Alashiek gracefully bow out of boxing within the next 2 years. He says 18 months that he has left of commitments with DAZN and with other fighters. He's got 18 months with those commitments before he goes to TKO. I'm telling you right now that this next 18 months is probably going to be the hardest 18 months in Turki Alashiek's life until he gets out of there. And that's just real world talk. We can do all of this Ring Magazine talk and where, they just skip over the fact that Turki Alashiek was literally fixing fights on DAZN, raising his finger up, telling somebody 2 rounds. But yet you think that his competition doesn't see that? Anyway, Turki Alashiek is not as big a bad a boy as you think he is. Not even close to as big a bad a boy as you think he is, or some of you people thought he was. But remember, I told you, dude, it's a war out there over the stuff that this guy's doing, because there's a lot of money that he's playing with. And my understanding is that his number one interest for his own personal interest is his own personal gambling money. My understanding is, I've been told that this man gambles incredible sums of money, even for gamblers, with more money than he has. My understanding is that he gambles with people that have more money than he does, and they can't believe how big and how much of his money he wastes on gambling. Right. And they fear that boxing is just going to become the personal gambling pit of Turki Alashiek in the United States. He wants to turn Vegas into his personal piggy bank. No, it's never going to happen. And the guy's going to get put out. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.